This is called the eruption of Eyjafjallajökull. Eyjafjallajökull, a volcano in Iceland no one has heard of, awakens in 2010. For the first time since 1821, the year Napoleon died, the year the universe absconded with the spirit of Keats. For 6 days, airports across Great Britain close. Parliament, the BBC, newspapers, and the airline people say the winds carry ash that will clog engines into the atmosphere as if it was the face of the great Lebowski at the scattering of his poor friend's stopped heart. England becomes an island again, a nation of Churchill-like determination and resolution. It is the encore of Dunkirk, pundits point out on the BBC. Tens of thousands of British travelers are stranded at abandoned departure gates, forced to survive on foreign airport food, sleep on unforgiving plastic chairs, victims of greedy hotels in Bangkok and Hong Kong, where the cost of a bed is upped hourly by hundreds of pounds. British school children are at risk of missing exams. Ships must be sent immediately to bring them home. I am living Mrs. Miniver. In 1821, Eyjafjallajökull changed the weather in England, turned the air fetid and stifling, then bitterly cold. Veiled skies stank of sulfur. Crops failed, cattle and fish died. Crops were poisoned. Sunsets flamed into Turners. Clouds blossomed into Constables. Coleridge and Blake only dreamed the world they actually woke up to. And this, warned the BBC, The Guardian, The Independent, might only be the beginning. The Icelandic eruption lasted 3 years. It could be 3 years before I'd get back to LA, home of the cinematic end of the world, if the skies did not clear, if a ship could not accommodate one more. We nervously laughed at Hollywood's earthquakes, tsunamis, asteroids, space invasions, and now I was living a science fiction movie. Despite all the television talk about ash, skies were blue over London. Trapped tourists barely acknowledged, nobody missed. The theaters were full, the poetry readings were packed. One night I met the unloved and tweedy former poet laureate, all discreet charm. He loves that the volcano last erupted in the time of the Romantics. Isn't it like Dunkirk he enthuses? You can't get home? Have you a place to stay? Eyjafjallajökull quiets for a few days, and I board a plane home. As we climb over Ireland and Greenland, I search for signs of ash. Nervously expect the aircraft to wildly surf hot, gaseous waves. I swill champagne and I try to watch George Clooney in The Men Who Stare at Goats. And I start to imagine my own Twilight Zone Walter Pidgeon B-movie. Our virgin Atlantic disappears inside a huge volcanic cloud and emerges into a lava bubbling world. 32,000 feet below, red snow snakes beneath an iron sky. The horizon is a furnace. It's blazing like a galaxy. Our plane is like a gull in the Gulf of Mexico, drowning in fire and oil. And we shudder through a hurricane of turbulence above a whole planet of boiling seas and poisonous winds, and suddenly silence control towers, and the rainforests and the prairies sizzle, and London and Tokyo and LA fry and freeze, and out of my porthole a red sun shrinks. Nobody screams. This is a British carrier. They serve gin and tonic and scotch as our fuel burns away, falling feathers, a silver bird dying into brittle bones. On we sail, soundlessly propelled by the storms of heat, the lost children of Captain Sully.